Part 2. Why is EQ so important? A person's EQ is now believed by many experts to be far more important than their IQ. This is because people with a high EQ have a higher chance of achieving success. They are able to maintain quality relationships and are generally happy. Some of the main reasons why EQ is considered to be so important are listed here. Life balance. Those with a high EQ have a much more balanced life than those with lower EQ. They have every aspect of their daily lives planned out, and they have the ability to adapt to whatever situation they find themselves in. Once they understand their present situation after entering into a new environment, they immediately take control and restore normalcy. Maintaining a balanced life seems to be second nature to them. Physical health. Our level of EQ is also evident in our ability to take care of our bodies. People with a high EQ are better able to manage their stress, and they understand that eating a healthy diet and getting consistent exercise will keep them fit and active so that they can reach their goals. Mental well-being. Another noteworthy importance of emotional intelligence is that it positively affects our attitude and outlook on life. Those with high EQ manage stress effectively because they are fully aware of their emotional state. Our minds begin to react differently to stress. They suffer less from anxiety and depression than those with a lower EQ. Meaningful relationships. People with a high level of emotional intelligence are adept at managing their own emotions and understanding the emotions of others. They are able to communicate their feelings constructively and are committed to understanding the emotions and desires of those they have a relationship with. A high EQ helps build stronger and more fulfilling interpersonal relationships because of the ability to appreciate the wants, feelings, and responses of loved ones and respond to them appropriately. Conflict resolution. Emotional intelligence proves imperative during crises situations due to the capability to discern other people's emotions and see things from different point of views. Those with high EQ find it much easier to resolve conflicts or even avoid them before they happen. Once they understand the challenging situation, they are able to use their significant communication skills to negotiate what is best for the majority. Higher success. Improving one's EQ creates stronger internal motivation, so success is reached more quickly and easily. Self-confidence is boosted when EQ is higher, which reduces the habit of procrastinating and increases focus on a goal, all critical to achieving success. As your emotional intelligence grows, so will your success rate because you will know to form strong networks of support, overcome obstacles, and remain determined. You will be content to work without immediate gratification so that you can reach your long-term goals. With these forces in place, success will be easier to reach in a shorter amount of time. Leadership. Effective leaders have a high emotional intelligence. Just by observing, you can tell which managers within a company have a high EQ. Without it, they may attempt to lead, but no one is willing to follow. An effective leader must be able to discern what motivates others, communicate instructions, offer support and constructive criticism, and actively participate in building strong bonds within the team. Leaders with high levels of EQ can recognize what their team needs and offer positive solutions while keeping productivity high. They are masters at leveraging the emotional diversity of each team member to the benefit of the entire team. Why is EQ important in business? If a company wants to grow into a top competitor in their industry, they must focus not only on the quality of their products or services, but also on their people. Solid relationships between people in the workplace automatically translate to improved productivity and all-around operational excellence. Many managers and business owners wonder what the role emotional intelligence plays in the marketplace. Because emotional intelligence is at the center of human relations, it is vitally important in business. It involves being sensitive to and perceptive of the emotions of others, and revolves around how people and relationships function in the workplace. Workplace harmony and healthy workplace relationships are a prerequisite for any business to succeed. Savvy managers and business owners recognize this fact and work to improve the harmonious environment and relationships within their company by hiring those with high EQ. Some of the characteristics of leaders with a high level of emotional intelligence are increased self-awareness leading to effectiveness in management, higher ability to work successfully with others on their team, greater empathy with and understanding of other people on their team, Emotional intelligence is a precursor and requirement of leadership. Today's workplace environment is characterized by open communication, teamwork, and mutual respect between employees and their supervisors. Business owners and supervisors who still utilize the outdated attitude of management by intimidation will have a hard time adapting to the demands of today's workers. Business relations of today require a democratic approach, as you are very unlikely to be successful in the long term if you choose to adopt an authoritarian style of management. An emotionally intelligent manager or business owner knows that it is much more effective to approach a supervisory role from a different perspective than authoritarian managers. Therefore, in order to increase your chances of being successful in the business world now and in the future, you need to understand the significance of emotional intelligence in business and apply it accordingly. Most thriving businesses today owe much of their success to their staff, not only because of their technical skills, but mainly because of their high level of emotional intelligence. Staff members who are emotionally intelligent are efficient, motivated, productive, focused, and committed. They are charismatic, happy, confident, and feel rewarded by their work. It is easy to see why most businesses today look out for traits of high emotional intelligence in the people that they hire. Every organization wants to excel and achieve all its goals within the shortest possible time. In order for it to do that, they need the right people to work not only at the top echelons, but also in every area of their business operations. Most businesses today hire candidates who possess strong and high levels of emotional intelligence. Based on statistics by Talent Smart, 90% of high performers at today's workplace possess high EQ, while 80% of low performers have a low EQ. Managers are able to determine EQ levels by looking for candidates who have a firm grip on 5 major pillars, as presented by Daniel Goleman in his books, Emotional Intelligence: Why It Can Matter More Than IQ and Working with Emotional Intelligence. The 5 pillars are self-awareness. Candidates with high EQ understand their personal strengths and weaknesses and work to improve their weak points. They also understand that their actions affect others and so act consciously, rather than react emotionally. They take constructive criticism well and work to improve based on this feedback. Self-regulation. Managers look for employees with a high EQ because they understand how to regulate their own emotions and actions. They are able to restrain themselves when experiencing negative emotions and reveal their personal emotions only when appropriate. They have control over their emotions rather than their emotions having control over them. Those with high EQs pay attention not only to their words, but also to the tone of their voice and find the best time to converse with others. Motivation. Managers know those with a high EQ are self-starters. Very little time is needed to motivate and inspire those with a great deal of emotional intelligence because they do it for themselves. They are driven by internal ambition rather than by external factors. This means that they are consistent with their motivation and avoid having a lot of ups and downs, as those with a lower EQ do. Empathy. Those employees in high demand are those who are empathic towards others. Even when they haven't had the same experiences, or when they are radically different from the other person, those with a high EQ are respectful and compassionate and easily convey that to those who need it. People skills. Emotionally intelligent individuals obviously have great people skills. They are very good at interacting with others and can gain their trust very quickly. They do not get embroiled in power struggles and they refrain from backstabbing others. They enjoy the company of others and easily earn the respect of people around them. Understandably, every person has his or her unique qualities and abilities that make them different from others. However, we all have the ability to be emotionally intelligent, and that means having excellent leadership, teamwork, management, and partnership skills. It is very important for managers and other business leaders to seek new hires who have a high level of emotional intelligence for their organizations. Workers who have a high level of EQ are better able to work in teams, adapt easily to change, and are very flexible. In the same vein, it is equally vital for managers and business leaders to operate in emotionally intelligent ways in order to live up to the needs of today's employees. Savvy managers and business owners with high EQs recognize that the expectations in the workplace have changed and they adapt accordingly. For instance, the older generation started their careers at and retired from the same companies. They spend decades in an organization while advancing their careers and moving up the ladder. In the past, a job was simply viewed as a vehicle for earning an income. However, today's workers expect more from their jobs than simply earning a paycheck. This change was instigated by the younger generation because they have observed that over the years, the traditional way of doing things doesn't necessarily guarantee job security or gaining deserved benefits after you retire. Many workers of the younger generation have watched in distress as loyal, older employees in their companies deal with layoffs and broken promises from their workplace. Young workers are demanding more from their jobs. Emotionally intelligent managers who recognize this need among today's workers and who invest accordingly in EQ fare much better than those who neglect them. They also get to have more engaged, committed employees. Emotionally intelligent managers can see past a prospective employee's degrees or other on-paper qualifications. They recognize that no matter how many laurels or certifications a person has, they are unlikely to succeed if they do not have certain emotional qualities critical for surviving in a constantly evolving workplace. Also, building and establishing a business is always easier and faster when you have emotionally intelligent individuals as part of your team. The effect of an emotionally intelligent team impacts every department in a business, both internally, relationships between colleagues, managers, and staff, and externally, relationships between the organization and its customers, contractors, investors, competitors. The value and importance of emotional intelligence in business cannot be overemphasized. It is essential for excellence and necessary for peaceful coexistence among employees as well as third-party individuals who have an interest in the business. Businesses in which its staff are emotionally intelligent usually makes it easier for everyone to work together to maximum effectiveness. Skillful and effective communication is reliant upon how we assess people, how relationships develop, how our beliefs generate our experience, how we assess change, success, leadership, and competition. Managers who understand the importance of emotional intelligence recognize that communicating effectively with staff members and treating each employee with respect is the best way to increase the organization's success. It is important for us to discuss emotional intelligence in business because emotions and beliefs drive our behavior. Engaging a person's emotions and beliefs directly is a sure way to change their behavior. And this is why managers adopt the principles of emotional intelligence in business. They are able to sell their products to people by connecting with them at an emotional level, because they know that people make decisions when they are in their emotions.